This is Super Yacht News with Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so the owner of the imprisoned mega yacht, Sailing Yacht A, apparently wants to pay for the maintenance of his yacht. Now, the yacht is a 143 metre or 493 foot sail-assisted yacht, which is often reported to be the largest sailing yacht in the world. We'll come back to that later. Now, this yacht was arrested by the Italian government whilst in dry dock in Trieste in Italy last year. And it's been maintained and paid for by the Italian government ever since. The reported cost of that maintenance is 12 million euros a year, which is about $12.6 million. Now, this figure, which is already eye-watering enough, is only a small part of what it would actually cost to maintain this yacht and use the yacht if the owner were in charge. Now, the costs per year based on the 10% rule would be about $50 to $60 million a year to maintain that if it was fully operational. Anyway, the owner, Andrei Melnichenko, by the way, his name is, who says he's not the owner, and he says it's owned by a trust which he has no control over, but he said he wants to pay for the maintenance costs himself, as he's worried that the yacht might not be cared for in the way that it needs to be to keep her in the top shape that she should be kept in. Now, the yacht is being crewed currently by a crew of 20, which is way down on what would be on board under normal circumstances. The yacht would normally have a crew probably between 40 and 60 when in use by the owner. The yachts that have been seized are requiring countries to pay massive amounts to look after these vessels. There is a line in the law in these countries that says that when they seize a vessel, they have to hand it back in the same condition it was in when they arrested or seized the vessel. So that's the reason why these countries are paying so much money. Now, countries like Italy, which is where Sailing Yacht A is currently seized, they're already struggling with the economy there, and now Italy and other countries are giving millions in aid and weapons to Ukraine to fight the war against Russia, and it's a drain on their budgets. However, as Mr. Melnichenko is on the sanctions list, he cannot use the financial system to transfer monies to the Italian government without special licenses to do so. Now, as we've seen in recent videos from the UK government, that's taken them almost 2 years. The OFSI, the sanctions department of the UK government, took 18 months to grant a license just to pay the ex-crew of Yacht Luminosity and Alfa Nero their last remaining salaries. It took them 18 months to do that. So you can imagine it's a time-consuming thing, especially when any government is involved. However, having said all of that, we've seen from our recent videos where we were in Marina de Carrara about Yacht Scheherazade that it is possible to allow the sanctioned people to pay the bills and even pay for upgrades, such as stern extensions and other things that are happening, whilst the yacht is also seized by the Italian government. Now, so that vessel also is allegedly owned by Vladimir Putin himself, and the Italian government are allowing the official owner, who is not Vladimir Putin on paper, whoever that is, they're allowing him to pay the bill. So it is possible to do so. It just takes time to set that up. It does seem to make quite clear that what is going to happen to these yachts once the Ukraine war is over, doesn't it? It seems little doubt that the owners will not get these yachts back. You know, when they are being allowed to pay for the rent, the governments are more like valet parking at this point. But yeah, so anyway, Andrei Melnichenko wanting to pay for the maintenance as he feels he needs to do that to keep it in proper condition. The vessel is often referred to as the largest sailing yacht in the world. However, it is not technically a sailing yacht, it is a sail-assisted yacht, which means it can use sails to move, but it has to be accompanied by the engines. It can't move on sails alone. So it's not a fully fledged sailing yacht. The title of the largest sailing yacht goes to Sailing Yacht Kourou, owned by Jeff Bezos. Now, we're not talking about cruise ships here, we're talking about sailing yachts Every time I do a video like this, I get some comments about some cruise ship that is a sailing cruise ship. We don't count those. All right, so we'll move on. An update from the last story about Motor Yacht Australia. This vessel ran aground on Sunday in Singapore on a sandbank. We've got some new footage here that you're looking at on screen right now while I'm talking. This came in from one of our roving reporters out in Singapore. It seems we've got people all over the world now sending us in video footage and images, which is fantastic. Now, the owner of this yacht is Australian businessman and politician Clive Palmer, who is, based on the comments, not a very popular person in Australia. I did not see one positive comment about him. Now, as we mentioned in the last video, just to give you, if you missed the last video, the vessel was grounded on a sandbank in Singapore, and it appeared to be waiting for high tide to move the vessel, which is something that would be kind of standard practice. We also noted a tug on AIS. We noted that there was a tug right in the vicinity, possibly helping to pull that vessel off the sandbank, which is another pretty standard thing to do. And as I said, it's accompanied with the new footage here from when the vessel was trapped. The vessel was freed and is now alongside in Singapore. And we looked at the AIS track of that tug, and it made the same trip as the yacht. So it looks like it either pulled the yacht off and helped it and towed it back to the port, or it just followed it to make sure everything was okay. Now, most likely what will happen now is now that the vessel is safely alongside, the crew will do a better assessment of the yacht's hull with divers and or underwater drones to make sure the vessel is safe to continue on its journey, or to see if there's any requirement for any repairs or anything like that. If there is any damage, the vessel will have to come out of the water, and then they will get on with getting those repairs done.
What I'm going to be doing in this series of vlogs is recording the journey across the Atlantic.
Anyway, if you want to see the 10-part vlog filmed on board a yacht I was on, crossing the Atlantic and beyond, including the Panama Canal, sign up to patreon.com/esysman. You'll find behind-the-scenes videos and extras not published on YouTube, including behind-the-scenes videos from the Monaco Yacht Show and more behind-the-scenes videos. We also recently made a video showing how we make the Super Yacht News videos, as well as the patron chat series and the patron-only Q&A series, which you can ask questions to the team here at eSysman Super Yachts, which will be answered in a patron-only Q&A video. And there's a new one coming soon. You'd also get early access to YouTube features advert-free. And also remember to check out our Super Yacht News channel. You'll get all the news from here, but in bite-sized chunks. And now, from the last episode, we're now also uploading the full episode of Super Yacht News on that channel at the same time. So this video will be current on Super Yacht News channel as well, probably a few hours later because it takes time to upload, but you can catch them all there. So you'll be able to get the bite-sized ones and the full version on the Super Yacht News channel. All right, guys, if you've got any information about any of the stories here or any other stories, please be sure to get in touch in the normal fashion. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, on Twitter, and on Threema. Be sure to like this video, very important, the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.